What's going on? How are you? Good morning. It's like I don't know. It's about 0733 or something, somewhere close. I'm just up and moving here. You know, I was going up the street here, and I was thinking about how your cell phone connects into Wi-Fi, and whenever your cell phone connects into Wi-Fi, what happens? You're gonna go through a router, right? So when you use a router, your cell phone, as I'm walking up past people's houses, my cell phone picks up everybody's Wi-Fi signal. And whenever it picks up their Wi-Fi signal, I can click on it. And if I have the password, I could use it. I could get whatever, high-speed internet, whatever it is, whatever Wi-Fi is. As I'm walking and just realizing, okay, now we have this new cloud computing. How's this one going to work? How are we going to work this one? Because you, the human, are going to have your own Wi-Fi signal. You as a human are going to have your own Wi-Fi signal. Okay? Because you're going to be an antenna, because your brain's the receiver, your body's the antenna. So if we're going to cloud computing, we're going to do the Internet of Things. And you know, Uncle Rockefeller and them, they wanted to chip all the human beings. So that means we're going to be emitting a frequency, even more than what we're already emitting now. It's kind of like your dog. When you take your dog to go get microchipped, and if your dog gets lost, how do they do that? So what search site is that on? Whenever you get your dog chipped, and your dog runs away, there's a special number you can call, or there's some application on your phone that uses a goddamn Wi-Fi, people's Wi-Fi or radar or something, to find this chip. So let's take it into the biological department. Google X. Who else? D-Wave says D-Wave is DeepMind. Okay, I just found this one out. D-Wave is DeepMind, Sycamore, complex math problems. Blah, 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 blah. So I want to find my dog or my cat who ran away. It's got a chip in it. And you could pull this up. And what system is this chip using, by the way? Hey, detectives, listen up. How do you find this chip? Because this chip's emitting a signal inside of an animal. Okay, and when you talk about biotechnologies, our next animal chip is going to be like a nanoparticle, and it's just going to go stick under the skin or in the brain, whatever. And what are we going to use to find this animal with nano in it? It's just like, kind of, as you're walking around, you're going to have little Wi-Fi hotspots, because what beamforming does, it sends to the closest signal. Now, my cat has a chip in it, and it's emitting a signal. Now, I could beamform to my cat and make my cat like a cell phone hotspot. And this is what human beings are doing to one another right now. This is like 101. This is how the Internet of Things works. What do they call it? Long range wide area networks. Long range wide area networks. So that means your house is going to be on the Internet of Things. So when your house is on the Internet of Things, they say your fridge is talking, this is talking, they're all going to have like that little Wi-Fi thing where they go into a Wi-Fi. And now, since we can genetically engineer magnetoproteins, and this is it's reacting with radio waves, so we're like fucking chipped. So we as human beings, as of right now, are literally chipped. Whether you have a vaccine or not, you are chipped. So there's no law against this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go use this technology, figure out which frequencies are working, go find me a human, and just sit there and the same way you find your dog and cat, that's the same thing I'm gonna do to a human being. And then use Dolby Pro Logic, Pro Sound, and just have this shit freaking resonate them. Because we can silently talk to the computer now. So, there's a device for you to see, put it on your throat, it connects to your jaw, works off bone conduction, and you could actually hear and talk to the computer silently. Like anything you say in your head will go straight to the computer. And then I could only imagine once you are wearing that thing, you could wear a neural monitor and see your brain. Okay, and then this is like people, like I was thinking the other day, there's people that have like Tourette's syndrome. What if they wore like a neural monitor, okay, and went on a live stream with that thing, or even not even go on a live stream, just have people diagnose her brain privately or publicly and say, what the hell's going on? Oh, look at the harmonics and see how it's working, it's spiking here, and there's a harmonic here, because they're talking and fucking what happens to their brain. So now we have the ability to see people's brains and do a live stream on it, AI. Like medical care, we don't even have to go see a doctor and worry about getting lied to. Worried about having them, oh, it's this, and this, but they never studied the brain. And we all know in the brain, you can change certain signals. You won't feel stuff. You can see stuff. You can hear stuff. You'll smell stuff. Oh, let's not talk about smells now, because we're working on training robots to send smells through the TV. You're going to know what my asshole smells like after I take a shit. Can you imagine the jokes people are going to play with that? And it's possible now with this Internet of Things. As of right now, as you can speak, you can send a fucking signal through that phone using the applications, and it will target your sense of smell, and it will, because the little particles go in your nose hairs, go in your mucous membrane. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on, detectives. $33 billion. Oh, what's that for? The hegemonics. The hegemonic chip war. $33 billion. So here we go. I just explained how this shit works. And people still can't fathom it, I can only imagine. And they still think it's like some kind of Arthur C. Clarke novel where fucking Eric Dubay had to call him out about the bullshit. That's all I gotta say is Eric Dubay. Eric Dubay, whether he's right or wrong, he gets attention. And why does he get attention? Because nobody literally proved the guy wrong and said, hey, are you going to accept your ignorance? Or are you just going to continue saying that this shit's going on, that they're bouncing radars off of the fucking ionosphere and triangulating people and whatever else? The earth is flat, the goddamn... How do you see the sunlight if there's no medium for the light to travel through? How's the earth get hot? All this stuff, Like, how does the earth actually heat up? Because the closer you get to the sun, the colder it gets, it seems like. So there's just that crowd of people, and there's a lot of serious scientists that are backing this guy up. Now, what I asked Mr. Dubay for help for is start talking about the shit I'm talking about, because you, sir, are probably a pretty popular guy for these people to target. You, Mr. Elon Musk, you, Mr. Sam Altman, you, Mr. Bill Gates, all the presidents of the United States, former and now, you guys are heavy targets for this shit. So what the hell's going on? Besides, just using a human being as a weapon, because it's like a research project that these people are up to. It's seriously a university fucking research project. Like at Carnegie Mellon, they're making tools for people that want to kill themselves on a computer. And that goes right into your applications as of now. So anybody could just start programming your applications, tell it to do certain things, then it reacts. Because now you're emitting a signal. Now we have magneto, we have nano, we have pico, we have nuclear magnetic resonance imaging. See where it comes from? See where it comes from? Nuclear magnetic resonance imaging. Do you guys understand that the weather is nuclear? As these forms of energy start to fuse together and you get clouds, this is nuclear energy. This is a nuclei. This is a proton with electrons and positrons and negatrons, whatever. And this is nuclear energy. And it's that small. That small. It's in our body too, huh? So we have nuclear energy in our body. Whenever we eat all this stuff, it turns into methane gas, huh? What about plutonium in the body? Anybody ever talk about nuclear radiation when they're after the 3D print shit with plutonium in the body? And bitmine that. How much you think that's worth? And who's going to stop the people from hacking your human cryptocurrency? Like what I do. I go around, I know all this shit, and I start bitmining people. Now I get all this crypto money, know what I mean, Fed? Crypto, this little crypto wallet, and then I start buying our houses in virtual reality. How's it come to me? How do the answers come to me? I'll never know. But I'm almost out of time. At least I'm still rolling. Because my phone is in very, very bad shape. The battery doesn't even stay charged. Like 100% only lasts a couple hours. That's how many people I have jumping in and out of my phone, jumping in and out of my signal antenna here. My arm. Okay, someone said they had carpal tunnel syndrome. That's like a heart attack. Here, let me tell you what happened. When you spread and close your fingers, that's a bunch of nerves and muscles in your arm. And if you would go all the way back to a video I made, that I said they have actuators in my arm, for Christ's sakes. Where was I? I was standing in front of the Air Force Base, wearing a purple shirt. And to cut the audio in that video too, whenever I started talking about women getting pregnant without ever having sex. Like 30 women, it was classified. And now we have 3D printing through the walls, and all this classified information is probably in Donald Trump and Joe Biden's classified document files. That's what's going on. And it started here at my goddamn house 4 years ago. 4 years ago. So, and just last night, I was saying, all you got to do is say, hey, electric company, what the hell started the fires in Hawaii? What started the fires in Hawaii? That's the question. What started the fires in Hawaii? Now, I'm under the impression they were doing a test, and they were using the wires to see what kind of electromagnetic energy was shooting out of it, and then that come back and started a fire. That's what I was under the impression of, like some type of millimeter wave, beamforming wave or something. They just shot it up into the sky and it bounced back and started a fire. It's pretty loud. So I apologize. I'm getting ready to go. But it's just the Internet of Things. Us as human beings, we're just like your animals got chipped, we're being chipped. And why are people trying to deny this? I will never, ever know. I will never, ever know. I mean, if I go to town on Elon Musk and his brain company and BlackRock, Synchron, and all these universities that are studying the brain, like Berkeley, this quasi shit, okay? They call it quasi. An LED light is a quasi light source. Look up what quasi means. Quasi means not really. But it's still happening. It's still happening. Oh, it's crazy. Who knew that organic proteins could be used for computing? And who knew that the brain had all these just like a fucking TV or a radio, and you can switch channels. Your brain switches channels. Every neuron has about 200,000 channels. Can you imagine that? So you guys who are working at Neuralink, where's like all your videos? Because now I could just tell some people to put on a thing on their head and I can monitor their brain. Matter of fact, You could send me one and we could do it to my brain. And give me a suit and monitor my signals, can't we? Oh shit, how easy that would be, huh? Solve the fucking problem. But no, we're not gonna pay attention to it, do it on your own. Just keep talking and embarrass your fucking town. That's all you gotta do. Well, they're stealing because this is a military base here. There's an Air Force base. So that means these people that go home at night, that go up there, in the National Guard, they gotta go somewhere and sleep close by. So now we have to scrub fucking military bases. And I don't know what good that's gonna do if you don't start getting into the Internet of Things and finding all these little Wi-Fi signals that just pop up out of like magic. So now with the nano and nano antennas, we can just make little Wi-Fi hotspots. Must have been a good dream. Remember, my friend.